Welcome to Spiritual Awakening family. Beloved Masters, many of you are wondering why you are having so much difficulty remembering the mundane, everyday facts of life, and why it seems to take so much effort to stay grounded in the physical reality you have created throughout your many past lifetimes. As you draw forth and integrate more and more creator light, in the process of returning to a multidimensional state of being, many changes are taking place within your inner reality as well as in your physical world of existence. You are releasing many old outmoded concepts as you replace them with higher, more expansive and empowering thought forms. You are healing and transmuting painful memories or cells of consciousness from your many past lifetimes which were stored within your DNA and throughout your multiple body system, physical, mental, emotional and etheric. You are endeavoring to return to your center of power, which we call your sacred heart center, and you are also struggling to release from the old age all that no longer serves the highest purpose and greater good, as you move into the grand design and refined frequencies of the new age. Your old world of existence is overlapping with the new reality of the future as you tap into higher and more complex dimensional fields of knowledge and awareness. Many of you are feeling vulnerable or are experiencing a sense of loss for no detectable reason, and are having difficulty focusing on day-to-day life situations. You now have a fairly good understanding of how the universal laws work and what you must do to accelerate the process of creating a desirable world of peace, plenty and harmony for yourselves and those around you. You feel that you have been taking all the necessary steps, and have a clear idea of what you wish to accomplish, and yet, it seems there are obstacles constantly blocking your progress. Know this, you all are in a time of vulnerability whereby many of you may be inclined to stray from the path, for you feel you are being misguided, or you may think that something is wrong with you and you are not worthy, or that it just isn't working the way we have been told that it is supposed to. We tell you, beloveds, this is not a time for the faint of heart, and we implore you to be steadfast in your determination as you traverse the waves and cycles of change. We will endeavor to explain some of the phenomena that are taking place within each of you personally and within the psyche of humanity as a whole. We have told you that all which is not in harmony with your evolving state of consciousness is rising to the surface to be transmuted and healed. However, you still do not have a clear understanding of the complex transformational process that is occurring at every level of your being. There are many levels and sub-levels of multidimensional existence and awareness throughout the universe, and there are also many levels of consciousness within your own brain structure. As we have explained before, in the past, the majority of humanity was influenced primarily by the energies, consciousness of the three lower chakras, with only a minor influence from the heart and higher centers of awareness. You also have multidimensional levels of consciousness within your brain structure, and since the fall in consciousness occurred thousands of years ago, the average human being has been dominated by the three lower levels of consciousness. The first dimension or foundational center with a focus on scarcity, survival and self-preservation via the instinctual nature. The second dimension or sensation center of consciousness which focuses on the desires of the ego body, sexual, passionate love and earthbound emotions, and the third dimensional level of manifestation or personal power level of expression, whereby each person must perfect her skills in order to become an effective co-creator on the physical plane of existence. Each person on Earth is a co-creator at some level, creating either scarcity, pain, suffering and the illusion of being tossed about by the whims of fate or controlled by an angry god, or those who have learned to claim their divine birthright and know how to use the universal laws of manifestation as they joyously create beauty, bounty, loving relationships and harmony within and around themselves. As we have often told you, the universal laws have no favorites and make no exceptions. They are immutable and apply to all from the lowest to the highest. As you lift and refine your frequency, vibrational patterns, you gain the ability to access and integrate the light packets of wisdom stored within the higher dimensional levels of your brain structure. However, you may not fully understand the rest of this complicated process of evolution. What is occurring at every level of your existence is this: as you refine and attune to the higher dimensional frequencies of light, you are also eliminating, dissolving the negative, imbalanced and lower frequency patterns from the past throughout your physical, emotional and etheric bodies, and especially within your mental body and brain structure. Many of the mundane, lower levels of consciousness which were readily accessible to you in the past are being cleared and even shut down, for they no longer serve your highest good. Painful memories of the past are like bad dreams for many of you, and you no longer have a desire or a need to recall them. When this happens, rejoice, for you know you have healed that phase of your past. Trivia and inconsequential data that many of you focused on in the past may not be as readily accessible to you as you learn to tap into and store important new and more complex information. You will find that as you access and integrate the knowledge gained from the light packets of wisdom stored within the higher levels of your brain, you may develop almost instant, total recall of complex data and concepts, for you are learning how to tap into your genius potential. Another puzzling phenomenon that is occurring worldwide is the fact that no longer does the average person sleep the night through without interruption. A great majority of evolving souls report waking up several times a night, sometimes feeling as if they have been jolted back into their physical body. This is often the case, for you are very active in your sleep time as you learn to soar in spirit and visit many realms and dimensions during your nightly rest periods. As you evolve in consciousness, you earn the ability to access the higher planes, dimensions of awareness, often called, in the ancient esoteric teachings, the causal and higher mental realms. You are no longer making these journeys in your physical astral body, which was created by your past thought forms and those thoughts of others that you have claimed as your own. One of the miracles that happens to an initiate on the path is when you attain a certain level of balanced cognizance, your astral body consciousness is reabsorbed into your golden etheric body of light, and your vehicle of travel into the higher realms is via soul travel or in your refined higher self, mental body. You must first experience a soul merge, whereby the ego personality becomes the servant of the soul once more, instead of the ego desire body being the director of your physical experiences. The next step is when your soul merges with your higher self, which prepares the way for greater and more expansive oversoul merges, whereby you are continually incorporating more and more of your fragmented God self, which you left scattered throughout this universe as you wove your way deeper and deeper into the lower dimensional creations and a vast array of experiences, both positive and negative. When functioning within a third, fourth dimensional reality and you are predominantly influenced by the three lower chakra mind centers, your nightly sojourns were usually made in your astral body, whereby you were constantly bombarded by the mass consciousness frequency patterns from many ages past. These were confusing, distorted, disturbing and disruptive thoughts forms, which you have named nightmares or bad dreams. These dreams are sometimes based on fearful or very painful past life experiences through which your higher self is attempting to help you purge the negative thought forms from your consciousness. Or, if you are in the midst of an important challenge or initiation, your higher self may be endeavoring to give you some insight by showing you the origin of the karmic imbalance and, through your own personal symbolic language, attempt to give you the solution. At this level, you usually remember the episode for a very brief time upon awakening and while still in an alpha state of awareness. As you return to full consciousness, The dream usually fades away unless it was very vivid and made a strong impact on your conscious mind, and then you may remember only a portion of the events that occurred in the dream. Many of you are now experiencing lucid dreaming, whereby you are aware you are in a dream state and, oftentimes, can even change the dream in order to create a satisfactory outcome. As you progress, you will also have more visions and interactions with the masters and beings of light. However, we will address this topic at a later time. We have told you that it is most important that you monitor your thoughts before going to sleep. The state of mind you are in determines the quality of your rest and whether it is beneficial or turbulent and disturbing. The sleep state was not only designed to give your body and mind a rest in order to replenish and refresh you, but to allow you an opportunity to soar freely in the higher realms of consciousness. When you state "I ask for my greatest good," or "Thy will be done," you give us permission to take you to halls of healing and temples of learning, and to infuse you with knowledge and vibrational patterns that are compatible with your current state of being. We have stressed over and over how beneficial it is to project your etheric self into your pyramid of light in the 5th dimension before falling asleep. See yourself lying on the crystal table and envision the electrifying elixir of life radiating forth from the city of light nearest you, bathing, permeating and healing as it fills you to overflowing with divine light of new creation. As you awaken refreshed and energized, breathe deeply and envision this healing life light radiating deep within the Earth's core, and then breathe it out into the world around you from your solar heart center. What a magnificent way to share your light and begin your day, my valiant warriors of light. As you become more aware and hypersensitive to the frequency patterns of change both within and around you, and as your heightened awareness increases, it is critical that you learn to be an observer and not become caught up in the maelstrom of drama and chaos that is rampant in the world. It requires discipline and great wisdom to stay the course or to remain centered and empowered when it seems as though the world around you is sinking further and further into chaos and destruction. We know how eager you are to attain full self-mastery. However, as we have often stated, faster or more is not necessarily better. You must be willing to allow your higher self and your angelic helpers to set the pace of your advancement, for we have the advantage of observing what is taking place around the world and within each of you from a higher vantage point, which enables us to interpret the outcome of forthcoming events via the strongest probable future, and, occasionally, we are allowed to intervene through specific mandates from our Father, Mother God and the Lords of Light. Beloveds, if obstacles are continually put before you as you attempt to move forward or create something new in your life, know that it may not be quite time for your vision to become a reality. Be willing to go into sanctuary, spend time in contemplation, so that your higher self can either inform you of what you must do in order to proceed, or possibly what must be put into place that you are not aware of before your aspirations can be fulfilled and made manifest. Be willing to stay in the moment, and to know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be at the present time. Affirm often, "This is a perfect moment and I am centered in the power of the present." Beloveds, we know that your challenges are great and you feel the future is uncertain. Please know this: you have never been better equipped to succeed, and never before have you had such a wondrous band of enlightened beings to support and assist you. Also know that the rewards awaiting you are beyond your comprehension. Remain steadfast, brave hearts. It has been decreed, you cannot and will not fail. I enfold you in my auric field of love and protection. I am Archangel Michael. I hope you like the video. Welcome to your channel. Don't forget